Hi, and welcome to the Hayden Show, where we spend hours talking about how great Dora the Explorer is.
No, we're not.
Yeah, we are.
It's like a 20 to 30-minute show, if that. Where you...
But like, I've got all this like paperwork talking about all these notes I've been making on Dora the Explorer, and like I've even got here like some finger. Dora is 100 out of 10. Like, come on.
Hayden, we've discussed this. This show's about you doing a bite-sized version of Basic Chatcade podcast, but specifically focusing on a certain topic for like so many episodes, like TV shows, like it's episode-wise.
I've been spending hours watching all the Dora shows, just like for nothing. I didn't even go to work. Like, I've been fired because I was spent out all night watching Dora the Explorer.
Is that why you're returning to the girl from the ring now? Is that your new job?
Yeah, it's my new job now.
You're a call centre. 7 days.
Yeah, that's all I do. Stay 7 days and cancel.
Yeah, it's a 7-day free trial, mate. Yeah. Fuck you too.
Of life, obviously. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. So you're saying I've been doing that for no reason?
Yeah, because I'll give you a topic for like 10 episodes, then you review them, and then you do like a Top Gear style ranking of the 10 episodes as you go along. Like, I don't know, I think this episode of Dora is greater than this episode of Diego.
Oh yeah. To be fair though, Diego was a shit show.
We can't go wrong there.
Dora was the better one.
But yeah. So you got your first batch here. It's animated crossovers.
Oh right, that's why I watched that. I just thought I was watching because of it's me.
No.
So yeah, to start off, if you don't know, because you can't read the title of this entire video, because
I can't read.
Like Alex, you're dumb as fuck.
Way to separate your audience. Hayden. Smarty Pants is dumb as fucks.
We're talking about crossover shows for this entire series, and for the first episode was basically the best crossover show that will ever exist. Ben 10 and Generator Rex.
Heroes United, it's called, isn't it? The official title.
Yes,
it's
Heroes
like
United.
Series 3 episode, I think it's 3 or 4 of Gen Rex.
Yeah. Basically, the whole point is, it's what if Ben accidentally goes into Rex's universe, and it's definitely a very.
I got it spot on. Episode 3 and 4.
You clever little bit.
I'm part of that Smarty Pants group now.
Yeah,
I get to move the dumb as fuck group into the Smarty Pants group. I'm with them now. No dumb as fucks allowed.
Just Alex and James in a row, and like, oh.
It's Craig not part of that group though.
Craig's like
his own group.
Craig just like he's just the pet. He's in the Craig group, you know. He's just
where all the Craigs go.
Yeah, all the Craigs go there.
Then they fight to death to see who the Alpha Craig is.
That's very true. Yeah, as you could probably guess, like we liked this crossover definitely, and it's one of those ones where like even if you're only a fan of one of the shows, you can still really really enjoy it, because like if you're just a fan of Ben 10, they do tell you, they catch up on, like you follow as like your Ben. You go into this world not knowing what the fuck's going on, but they over time they
then about 28 minutes later they explain it all.
Yeah, but like you feel like you're like going through the same experience Ben is, and if you're just a Rex like fan and you've never watched any of the Ben 10s, you're confused as Rex is. Like, who the fuck's this guy? Like, this is supposed to be, how is this Evo not an Evo? You know what I mean, it's all confusing, because like the whole point of obviously in Rex's universe, the nanites create these like evolved beings, like weird like monster creatures, and in Ben's universe, all aliens. So like I like how Ben's calling them aliens and he's calling them Evos, and they're both confused, and they're clashing over that. But then the heroes unite.
Yeah.
And they help defeat the big bad of this like crossover, which is really quite a very good idea to use the original nanite, having the alpha nanite, because it's basically Rex's powers, and then later on he absorbs Ben's power, and it's like you're basically fighting the combination between Ben and Rex. So the best thing to do is have Ben combine with Rex.
Unite.
And they
Yes,
unite.
unite, yes.
Upgrade. Oh, but yeah, the plot's good. Can agree with that, and the characterization for these characters, like, very well done as well. Like, Ben still feels like Ben. Like, sometimes you'll get a crossover and the character doesn't feel like what it is in the other show. It just feels like
Cash grab.
a reference. Yeah, cash grab reference. But in this one, it does feel like the Ben that we know and love is in this universe, and brilliant.
I feel like it's because it works. So, because obviously,
Yeah.
it's the same company,
Same company.
and it's the same sort of general idea. A young kid basically gets given these powers and has to save the day, along with some teammates. Ben 10 Universe, obviously, his old grandpa, obviously his magical cousin, and shapeshifting Kevin, and then obviously Rex's universe, scientist,
Ninja.
the ninja who looks like the guy from the Matrix, and the monkey,
monkey boy.
So it's basically like the same sort of general concept. With obviously, there's a few tweaks here and there. Obviously, animation for starters, but obviously there's a few tweaks within it to help it match. Obviously, the Gen universe. He's obviously got a brother, whereas obviously in Ben's he doesn't obviously have any sibling. But it's obviously I think it's the easiest sort of shows to bounce off each other because they're just basically the same show. As you say, if you look at some other shows out there, you try and merge them together if like it's two completely different things. Sometimes it works perfectly fine. Sometimes you get really good, unique.
Like in Benton Omniverse, there's a whole Secret Saturday stuff, and I like how with them it's like, oh, that's the same universe, and the whole point is just they're just different. Like, the plumbers and like the Saturdays, they've been working together for years and years, and it's like that blends well. Like I remember watching that episode, and I've never even like knew that Saturdays existed.
I think I
didn't know it was a thing.
I think I was the same.
And I was like, who the fuck are these guys? But then, like in this one, it explained throughout the episode, and it's like,
is that the one when Ben turns the chicken one?
That's a different episode. When he first gets Kicking Hawk. He might use Kicking Hawk in that episode, but if I remember correctly, can't remember actually. It's been a while since I watched that episode. I know he used Ghost Freak in that episode. I remember that. But yeah. Either way. No, I remember who was in it as well though in that episode. Animo. Fucking Dr. Animo.
Ah.
I remember that. That fucking weird. But back to Generator X. We haven't said that in ages.
Well, back to the actual thing we're talking about.
Yeah. God.
It's very rare we go off topic nowadays. Oh, we need your voiceover when me and Connor are talking, because we go off topic a lot of times. We need just that voiceover go, can you get back on topic, please, lads?
Like a gun to your head. Get back on the fucking topic.
Yeah.
But yeah, in this one, the designs for these characters, my God. Like, Ben works in Rex's art style. He really does. I think out of all of them, my favourite designs are for Raph and Forearms. They look really good.
So Forearms is basically thingy, isn't it? It's sort of designed after that woman one, wasn't it, from the actual original Ben 10 series?
In Alien, in Ultimate Alien, they have that kind of design, but it looks so much. I don't know why, but it looks better in Rex's version than it does in Ultimate Alien. But yeah, it's the whole part of like having a Tetraman armor.
Yeah.
But he looks good, but Raph is the way that his hair's a bit more like the first more wild. Looks
Yeah,
really
it's
good.
because obviously they're able to like change some stuff, aren't they, in terms of animation? Because obviously coming into animation, they obviously got to try and essentially pimp it out and like say, okay, let's make this work in this universe. Okay, let's change this ever so slightly. But obviously, because they can't really do it in the main universe when they've already set this in stone. They're like, okay, we can't really change it now. But since this is a
No,
crossover, well, yeah, they could, but it's
they do.
well, yeah, obviously with the crossover, they're able to just go, yeah, you know what? Let's just alter this here, change this there, bish bash bosh, you're done.
Yeah, it's like how the design's a little bit different, but the idea of because in a different universe now, things look different. It's like if you take, for example, the way they did Accelerate, because there's no actual model for the Accelerate in Ultimate Alien, they had to go off the the original series version. That's why he's in that suit, because they don't actually have a design. They do have, they have like a basic design, which is basically again it's just the original series suit, but with a coloured thing because they never actually used Accelerate. Like with grey matter, they never used them, so they pretty much went off that design. You can tell as well because of Upgrade as well. When you turn to Upgrade, it doesn't have the Omnitrix symbol because it never actually uses Upgrade in Ultimate Alien. It's going off that Basil, the of that weird like mechamorph that they use in that episode. That's you can tell that they're going off certain things.
So I feel like it's a good way then to bring back some of the old aliens that they haven't used for a while.
Yeah,
like because obviously it's sort of like a nostalgia trip essentially. Obviously, if you haven't been watching obviously Ben 10 up to this point, you know, get alive and actually watch Ben 10. Jesus, what life you been living these past so many years? It's the idea of they do well of blending these obviously shows like to sort of catch up. Because obviously you got the ones from obviously the original series, but some of them are obviously upgrades to the new design. You got then the ones that from Alien Force and obviously Ultimate Alien. I think
because I'm trying to remember correctly, the ones that leave from Ultimate Alien actually the only one that they don't use any of Ultimate Aliens because technically Lodestar was introduced in Alien Force because he's at the end of the first series like I don't know who these guys are and it shows Lodestar and then obviously it's the second series that they're using.
Okay, it's basically they blended like the two previous shows into this to sort of catch people like okay, and even like not even just them, obviously the bad guy utilizes Heat Blast's design.
Heat Blast and forearms and Humongousaur.
Yeah,
and technically speaking though as well, they introduce the design for a future alien because they use shock squatch. The basically the electric Yeti guy. Yeah, because they used him and they never used that was his first introduction in a completely different crossover show. And it was never used in Ultimate Alien until Omniverse, where he's now yellow.
I remember him in Omniverse. The yellow. I was like, I remember the design change because I remember that character in that show. Yeah,
and like that's the guy for the crossover. But I do like how that stayed consistent. He was introduced in that crossover, but he's still used in Omniverse.
Yeah,
it's a nice little bit of consistency. And I find it funny as well how in Ultimate Alien, Ben refuses to use Accelerate. He uses Fast Track instead for some weird fucking reason. But instead he uses Accelerate in this one. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, pretty much.
I like to think he's like, oh shit, Accelerate, I forgot about you.
Let's use you for a bit, mate.
And then never speak because I haven't got a voice actor for her.
Basically, yeah. I'm surprised I just didn't like reuse some old lines and just mash them all into one like fucking sentence. Hey guys, let's go this way.
Yeah, because like, the voice actor for Accelerate in Omniverse is actually one who voices Ben with a weird like high pitch shift. And obviously, in the Upgrade as well, the whole point is to just Ben's voice anyways, so they could voice him.
But it's kind of lazy.
It's just kind of funny. It's kind of funny.
He's a mute.
Yeah, you can tell obviously they had to reuse some of the aliens because they couldn't have the budget to design more aliens. Hence why. Well, no, technically, They could have used more because they did actually redesign all the aliens because they showcased them all, didn't they?
Yeah.
When there's like they
Yeah,
explained
when
their
he's
like
like when he's
whole
explaining stuff.
backstories.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember seeing the amphibian, the blue tentacle one.
Yeah.
I remember seeing all those. They could have used some of the Ultimate Alien ones. They decided let's use Big Chill and Raph a few times and Cannonball.
And so they reuse. They were like obviously seen some of them multiple times. I feel like they could have got away with like using multiple different ones instead of just reusing the same ones.
Yeah, it's like as I said for the entire show, Raph is my fucking favorite alien of all of them. I liked singing him, but it would have been cool to have seen I don't know like Wildmutt, like see Rex's reaction to Wildmutt, a blind thing that can't talk. That would have been quite cool.
Yeah.
And as we said as well, it would have been nice to have seen the ultimate form.
Yeah, because I was watching. I was like, I can't remember if this is during Ultimate Alien or Alien Force, and then it's like, oh yeah, I got the Ultimatrix, and I was like, then why don't you click it? Because as you say, it would have been cool when he's fighting the big bad guy to turn into like Ultimate Humongosaur or even Ultimate Big Chill, like any of the Ultimates. I don't care any of them.
They used Humongosaur and they used like Big Chill, so they could have used them either of those, or even like they could have showcased Swampfire again. They used Ultimate Swampfire.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair though, what would have looked cool though, just to have seen Spider Monkey and Ultimate Spider Monkey.
Oh yeah.
That would have looked good.
Spider Monkey's like one of the best aliens.
I think with the art style as well, with they do fur, would look really good.
Yeah.
As well, because they're in the bug jar with all the insects.
That would have made so much fucking sense, yes.
Yeah. Hello.
Or even Stinkfly for the bug jar.
Stinkfly.
They could have made references to bugs by having him turn into a bug. Oh, fucking, they missed an opportunity here.
Oh. I mean, he didn't have Crash Hopper, but you can imagine Crash Hopper there. To be fair, if it was Omniverse version instead of Ultimate Alien, he'd be using fucking Crash Hopper like 24/7.
Yep.
Or ever fucking uses. But yeah, I do like the designs they've done and how they characterize Ben, and as well how they have the whole like the classic generic like they start off fighting and they join together again, but it makes sense why they fight. And even like the generic bad guy at the end being like destroy everything, they even say like that's not just generic destruction, they're doing it for a reason. He's extracting all the like resources to make his own like nanites and stuff.
To be fair though, I feel like it's a worthy team up because the fact that they're fighting at the start, obviously they're both like instantly time out to help people. Yeah. But then they slowly build up this obviously friendship throughout. It's not like an instant friendship; it's built up over the course of what is it? It's over 40 minutes episode, something like that. 'Cause it's 2 episodes in one. They build up this friendship, so it's not like if you look at like let's look at a film like Batman vs Superman. It's not this last minute save Martha situation. It's obviously this worthy team up of they've built it up across 40 minutes rather than just like a quick instant. Yeah, we're friends now. Let's beat the crap out of this bad guy. Oh, Wonder Woman, how you doing? Like it's not like that sort of thrust together team up. It's like they've built up this friendship,
it's natural,
and obviously the conversations.
It makes sense they would team up as well because like.
Basically the same character.
Yeah, they're basically the same character, and the
one
fact that
Spanish.
They both go like time out innocence.
Yeah,
that's like the first time they're like, wait a minute. They're questioning like, is that one actually a bad guy or what?
And then Rex instantly stamps Ben. He's like, time back in.
Because that's Rex though. So obviously, even though they're basically the same character, there are some differences in how they like act and stuff. You see, Ben can be quite dumb sometimes. Like, do something, throws a rock at Rex.
I still think the best moment is when he's like, hey, monster! He starts smacking his ass, like, hey, have some of this! I love how it works, though. That's what's the best thing about them. I was like, huh?
What the fuck? That was a good little.
And so I like as well how they work because obviously in the Gen Rex series, obviously he teams up with obviously Matrix guy and whatnot. But they did it well in this, obviously. So like, okay, so we can't have like this massive group of like characters together. We need like this like small unit essentially. So obviously they're like, okay, so we will sideline this character. we'll have this character also on the sideline, like worrying about this character.
Mm.
You know, I don't know where the monkey's gone. He's out there somewhere. He's being a monkey, throwing bananas, poo, whatever at people. And then they're like, okay, so this is the easiest way to bring these two characters together. Oh, let's throw White Knight in there as well. Just why not?
Yeah,
They need like a supervising person over him. Like, okay, I'm going to supervise you on this trip.
We need a parallel for Ben. Like that's kind of like a Grandpa Max situation.
Basically,
that's what I need. That's his Grandpa Rex's Grandpa Max technically. Like the way how it's presented. Like, just a very different personality. Like he's more the aggressive kind of like rule guy, whereas Max is more a family oriented kind of leader.
Yeah, they basically just work everything right.
Yeah, it's like interesting parallels between the characters and like how certain ones are different, like the same but different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like Gwen and Holiday girl, scientist.
Yeah, Holiday.
Yeah, like they're both like the smart female characters, but they're both very different in how they act and stuff.
Yeah.
And it would have been cool to have seen like Gwen and Kevin come with Ben as well.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
It would have gone for the same of like too many characters, and it might have like they would have had to have been sidelined. And it would have been cool to have seen like their perspective with Holiday and stuff.
Obviously, in their universe, basically, Matrix guy and the monkey are basically just one big merger of Kevin. So obviously, the Matrix being like the badass side of Kevin, while the monkey being like the idiot side of Kevin. I would have loved to see that interaction between Kevin and the monkey. He's like, "Oh my god, yeah, this monkey gets it. This monkey gets it. I'm cool. This monkey. Want a banana?" I would love a banana, man. I would love to see like them two talking, and Gwen and like Holiday standing back to back, like.
The monkey your boyfriend too?
No, this guy is. Oh.
Oh.
It's just a great crossover.
It's one of those ones where it's fun to watch all three. You could probably watch it again and again.
Yeah. And it's the idea of you kind of can just jump into it blank either way. Obviously, you can jump into it as Rex and just be like really confused. Even if you haven't seen either show, just be really confused, like what the hell's going on. You could jump in as Ben, also being really confused and like, okay, this isn't my world. And obviously just sit back and just wait for them to obviously eventually go, okay, so this is how it happened in the Rex universe, so this is what's got us to here. And then this is Ben's universe, and they're collided, so you can sort of just jump in whenever, really. So it's 3 seasons into Gen Rex. So it's quite far into it before you even get to
obviously it's fucking Ultimate Alien for Ben as well. Yeah. It's quite far in as well.
Which is what you had about 5 series of the original one, didn't you?
Yeah, 4 series.
4
original series. 2 or 3 for Alien Force. Can't remember.
I think it was 3 or 4 with them as well. So I think it was Ultimate Alien when it dropped down to like 2 series.
I'm trying to remember. Ultimate Alien might have been 3.
I think that's the shortest one out of all of them.
I'm trying to remember.
I think they go in order of how many episodes, like how many series are part of it.
I remember Ultimate Alien. Like one series was all about like Agrigor, and then I think there was the second series though. Second series was all about like the Forever Knights.
Yeah,
I remember. And then there's a few filler bit series in that series.
Yeah,
filler episodes.
So it's literally like it's just out of our minds. Let's say about like 10 series into Ben 10.
Yeah.
So it's quite far into the Ben 10 universe.
Yeah.
So I easily think you could probably just jump into it. It's like it's been a while since I watched Ben 10. I went for a craze not long ago of like binge watching them. I sat through the original series. I think I got to the first series of Alien Force and then like just gave up. Like not just because I wasn't enjoying it, I just gave up because it's me. I just started watching something else. Like, what was I watching before? I don't know. And obviously, Gen Rex. I think I barely watched the first series of that. I think I watched so much of it on TV and never got around to actually watching any more of it. So it's literally, I watched more Ben 10 than Gen Rex, and I jumped in. Still quite far behind on all of them, like not watching every single episode.
Yeah.
And I still understood what was going on. There's weird robots. They're trying to get Rex. Ben's in this universe now. He's trying to help Rex stop him. I
It's a
understood it.
random character called Black Knight you've never seen before.
Yeah,
Obviously, like,
basically.
I remember in the first series, White Knight was the leader. He was
Yeah.
like the Nick Fury kind of
That's
character.
what I remember. That's all I
And
remember from Gen
like,
Rex.
and then she took over. I remember correctly because I watched quite a few far into it. I remember I got to the point where like we had like the weird glowing blue weapons. So I remember like bits of it. But when I first watched this, I had not watched a bit of Giant Rex. Obviously, it was just pure Ben 10 for me.
I think it had been a while since I even watched Ben 10 when I jumped into this the first time. I think I just heard about it and was like, oh, it's a crossover. I've got to watch a crossover. It was that sort of idea of I need to watch this because it's a big deal, really, for obviously fans of Ben 10 and obviously Gen Rex. It's a big, massive fucking deal.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, that was probably the biggest, probably like proper like event, really. Because like, we had the films.
Yeah.
This is probably the biggest like ever crossover event they've ever done.
It's probably one of the biggest sort of cartoon crossovers for kids, really.
Yeah.
Obviously, there is a few other like big ones that are out there, but this is for like the say like
Animation.
like 2005 to like 2010 sort of generation. It's a big crossover for them.
Yeah, like this is like Cartoon Network's basically like Civil War.
Basically, yeah, essentially, it's like their biggest. It's their two. Well, even Man of Action. It's Man of Action's two biggest products.
Yeah.
So to put them into one, it's like a really big fucking deal. And it worked.
Definitely did. I mean, if you, I was trying to remember like the best like. I remember the whole point. Yeah, whole point of like you can get into without like of them both Ben and Rex are the audience surrogates basically. So you can follow along as your respective character. Like if you only watched Ben 10, you can follow as Ben, as I probably said a few times.
Probably 3 times now.
Yeah, probably. But I think you don't need to watch other series to enjoy it, which is a good hallmark of a crossover. Because like sometimes you could go into crossover and you have no idea what the fuck's going on, and you've got to watch all of the stuff beforehand. But as much as we love the MCU, you have to watch the other films.
You have to to understand. You have to follow.
It's like we love Defenders. It was a good show, but you have to watch all the other shows to know what the fuck is like.
So you have to at least watch like the first series of each show.
Yeah, to understand the characters.
I think you have to watch the second series of both Jessica Jones and Daredevil to understand it. I think they came out before Defenders, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So you have to watch at least the first 2 series of those shows, but the other 2 just the first series to understand what's going on, and then you can jump into this big crossover event.
Yeah. So it's like sometimes crossovers they
require work to understand what's going on, but this is one
can
that
be more isolating.
doesn't.
But yeah, this one doesn't isolate the audiences. It helps them. It's quite good. And the fact as well, like they got Ben so well, like the idea of like even cause Ben does know about parallel universes and stuff. The fact that he's like, she's probably doing a parallel universe, you know, I do it all the time. Because like the whole point of Omniverse is that is mainly the whole big thing. There's loads of them. I remember there's one universe where Ben's basically a right dick. It's like a 13-year-old dick, just like, I've got all this money, you know, look at all these aliens I've got. Muckamuck. Some really shit names, I remember. Oh, and like, this one's called Forearms. Like, Ben's like, oh, I totally wouldn't name it that. But yeah, I do like how they did Ben, and as I said quite a few times, I like Ben 10, right? Okay.
Okay then, what's your verdict?
Verdict: best crossover we probably ever see. I think the only way we could ever like top this is if we saw like a big crossover with like a proper like DC show or something, or a Marvel show with Ben 10. Just saying. So, like, especially if you're a Ben 10 fan, this is probably like this is the best like thing you've got to watch. Like, if you get into Ben 10, you've got to watch this. All right, it's got a massive impact on the fandom. There's always going to be someone talking about it.
This is good, but I've saved one of the better ones for for down the line in episodes.
I don't know.
I'll say it at recording so I don't spoil that one.
Okay.
I like to keep the episodes what we're doing a secret till it actually releases.
Oh.
So anyway, what's your points on this? Because this is Hayden's universe, so it's out of 100.
Well,
does it join the magic Dora High Club?
well, think about it. There's it's called Ben 10. You start off with 10 aliens, right? Yeah. So 10 times 10, what's that? That's 100, right? So 100 out of 10. 100 out of 10. That's how it works.
Yeah, Hayden's universe is out of 10, but still somehow gets over 10.
Yeah.
This universe confuses me.
Okay.
Go back in your well, ring girl.
Oh, well, bye. Well, then, I hope you enjoyed this
pilot episode.
Yeah, it's a complete mess, obviously.
This is a mess. Wait till we see Mugcast.
Oh, God.
Wait, I think that comes out before this.
I don't want to remember it. I haven't seen it because I've been on it, but I don't want to remember it exists.
Well,
yeah, so
take your pills and just don't anymore.
But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you next time for when we review Dora the Explorer. We are doing that, right?
No.
Still, fuck's
no. Sake. Just rip up those notes. Just rip them up.
Oh, I spent a lot of money on those.